Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not in a kitchen to just walk you through a recipe. Nope, we're actually going on a historical journey, taking one single family dish and pulling it apart to uncover the incredible story hidden inside. So you ready? Let's get into it. And this really gets to the heart of it. This isn't just about ingredients and instructions. It's about how a simple meal can carry so much more. I mean, the weight of generations, stories of survival, and memory itself. So that's the big question, right? What story could possibly be so profound about a simple bowl of beef and noodles? Well, to find out, we have to go back in time, way back, to a place where history was being written in smoke and steel. Our story begins, believe it or not, on a battlefield. The very foundation of this dish, the broth, has an origin story that is, well, it's about as dramatic and unexpected as they come. It all starts with a single year, 1815, a year that completely changed the course of European history. And, as it turns out, it also changed the course of one family's signature recipe. That's right, the Battle of Waterloo. It was thundering just a few miles from where this family had settled after fleeing Russia. I mean, can you imagine the ground literally shaking? And when the smoke finally cleared, those fields were changed forever. In the aftermath, with winter just around the corner, survival was everything. The family's great-great-grandmother walked those fields, but she wasn't gathering weapons or souvenirs. She was gathering what the defeated army had left behind, the bones of their magnificent war horses. And this is where an act of pure desperation became an act of creation. From those bones, she made bouillon, a traditional, deep, golden broth. But this one was richer and stronger than any they'd ever had before. It became the absolute soul of their stroganoff. And this wasn't some quick process. For 3 whole days, that giant iron pot would simmer, filling the house with a smell of warmth and, well, strength. This was so much more than just cooking. It was transforming the remnants of war into the very foundation of life. So the broth was the heart of the dish, born right out of history. But its soul? Well, that came from the new land the family now called home. 3 key ingredients, all sourced directly from their new surroundings, came to define the dish: earthy mushrooms foraged from the forest, hearty noodles made from the wheat in their fields, and this rich, heavy sour cream that was a little taste of their Russian heritage. And that smetana was absolutely crucial. Now, this isn't like the sour cream you just grab at the store. No way. This was thick, churned from the milk of their own clover-fed cows. It was the secret ingredient, the thing that provided this creamy, cooling balance to that powerful, bone-deep broth. The noodles, too, they tell a story. We're not talking about delicate, refined pasta here. These were rustic, hand-cut strips made from hearty wheat. Their job was simple: to be a sturdy vehicle for that rich sauce and to provide serious nourishment. It was all about function over form. Okay, so we have a broth born from a battlefield and ingredients harvested from a new home. Now it's time for the final act, where all these different pieces of history and earth finally come together in what the family called the magic. The last pieces of this delicious puzzle were tender beef from their own farm, sliced thin and seared really quickly, along with some onions for a little touch of sweetness. And with that, the dish was complete, a true product of their farm and their history. And here's how that magic actually happened. The mushrooms and onions get sautéed, the beef is seared, and then everything gets combined with that historic bouillon. The final crucial touch is that swirl of smetana, turning the whole pot into a creamy, savory masterpiece, served over those hearty noodles. So you see, this was never just a meal. It was a real, tangible connection to the past. It was a story told, not with words, but with flavors. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Every single ingredient, from the broth to the noodles, carried a piece of their journey. The battlefield, the new farm, the Russian traditions, all of it was right there in that one bowl. And maybe the most beautiful part of all is that this recipe was never actually written down. It was lived. It was passed from mother to daughter, father to son, through action and taste. It was a living legacy, not just some static set of instructions on a page. Which leaves us with a final thought. This one family's stroganoff holds the story of Waterloo. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What stories of survival, migration, and love are simmering away in the recipes of your own family?